What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone, and welcome back to another transfer update slash denial story, because it's getting closer. However, I think it's important to kind of filter out what is ridiculous and what is getting very strange. And there are a lot of rumors, and it kind of started with Pedula putting out news that we're in for a striker. Like, it's actually very, very likely that we're getting a striker, because nobody actually knows what the hell is happening with Milik. Juntili can act like he's back in 20 days and they're waiting, but that's not the case. So that's one of the part of the story, which includes Vlahovic, and a very weird and disturbing story about Vlahovic. And also, there are some other updates on players who said, I'm not leaving, like a Danilo. But before we do that, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, bell notification, put that on as well. But let's start with Pedula's news, which kind of kickstarted a very weird string of news reports out there. So the news was that we are in for an attacker slash striker, let's say striker, in January. It's very likely, it's just very likely, says Pedula, that we're going to sign a striker. And he said it's Kolu from PSG. Damn it, I butchered that name. So Kolu, he's on the list. The club asked for information. They want a loan. PSG want to cash in, which includes Manu being interested, and they are willing to pay money, which then includes Zirkzee, who kind of is not happy at Manu. Motta wants him. Juntili wants him. Juve wants him. He will be happy to return back to Italy and play under Motta, which, again, it's Colo, it's Zirkzee, it's an entire string of potential deals that you usually associate with, well, the summer, not really January. However, that's being the case. Now, the weird part of it all is waking up and reading news, even this morning, about Vlahovic, which is weird. It's from the Repubblica, but I need to talk about it because people believe that, I've seen it many times, where the club puts out things, and not even the club, but like a sort of witch hunt starts towards a player, and every fan is like, yeah, it's good that we need to get him out. We know the wages of Vlahovic, period. But the reports out there that the club is going to bench him in the final year if he doesn't sign a new deal. I don't know who typed that, but he should be sacked. Like, he should be without a job the morning he put that out there, and the director who approved that to actually be printed should be gone as well, because that is utter bullshit and it's ridiculous. Now, I don't know if Vlahovic is refusing to take a pay cut. I'm refusing to believe that, because nobody is paying Vlahovic 12 million. Now, keep in mind, that's his salary, because we're paying signing bonuses added to it, because we spread it over his salary. That's it. His normal salary wage is basically around 7-8 million euros. All the other things are signing bonus that we deferred over the length of his contract each single year. So he's not on 12 million euros, period. If he signs for a new deal, he will probably get a signing bonus, a little one, and his normal wage. So I refuse to believe that he's sitting there saying, I want 12, so on. I can believe that he's sitting there saying that if my normal wage is 7, I want 8. I can believe that part. I can believe that part. I don't think that's ridiculous, and not for him to ask that, but ridiculous that that could be the potential situation. That I do believe 110%, basically 101%. However, we need to be careful. If you start believing every single reports, which end with the club is going to bench him, and like they did with McKennie, they didn't do that with McKennie. People can say that maybe the last couple of games, but they brought him in because he said, okay, this is a wage, fine. But that's McKennie. That's not Vlahovic. You paid 70 plus million and are paying a lot of wages on. You're not going to bench that type of player and then bring in a striker because you benched your main striker. That's not going to happen. But we need to be careful with that. That report, I've said it, I'm on the part where I do believe that Vlahovic is not really going to be part of us next summer. I have a feeling, because the talks about Juntili saying, oh, we will talk about it after the transfer window, that's extremely late, in my opinion. That's very, very late. That's very strange reporting, in my opinion, So that's why I'm saying I've seen it before. He's not going to be here next season, just a hunch feeling, nothing out there suggesting that he's not going to be here. Like, nothing right now. It's basically nothing. However, you need to be careful with that, because it starts with Jonathan David linked with us. Oh, but it's a 70 million euro package, and with wages and signing, or what was it, 80 million, 70 million, with wages and signing on bone fees and whatever, it could be 70 million euros. Like, the reporting is getting out of hand right now. It is getting out of hand. The main targets are center backs. We need center backs / defenders. If you can do something in the striker department, which I think we need, by the way, because I don't trust Milik. His entire career, he's not trustworthy. He's injury prone. Nobody has a clue when he's back. You remember the reports a couple of weeks ago? Oh, we'll be back the 20th in training. It's not even close. Like, you cannot count on Milik. That's a player you need to move on at the end of the summer, because it's not possible in January. Nobody's going to buy him. In the summer, he needs to get out like a few others in the squad already. But if you can bring in a striker, that will be good, because we cannot count on Milik. It's just forget about Milik. So that will be good. But we're not going to chase Colomanu. Never mind. I'll give up, because he's not going to play for us. PSG are not going to let him go on loan. Actually, the money they pay for him is, again, the ridiculous part, because I think he's a good player, or like potentially good player. But because PSG paid a ridiculous price tag, everybody holds that against him. And he was never worth that money. Even if he had a good season at Frankfurt, he was not worth that money for one season. That makes no sense. Same goes for the players we sign. That's why I forget about signing on fees and whatever, signing bonuses and transfer fees and all that jizz. For us, it's important. January the 1st, we bring in the targets. We lock them in. We get them over the line. Otherwise, you cannot waste another month and, Juntali doing whatever, basically, and Mota sitting there being like, I have an injured squad. I don't have a lot of option. I need to do this, and this, We need to do something, and Danilo, new reports saying that it's not really over, and he could leave in January. I know Mirko Di Natale said, oh, but the club is not planning to terminate his contract. That's not the news, Mirko. The news is that he's potentially gone to Napoli, and I don't know if it's that for a small fee, if they want Raspadori, but the club is not going to terminate his contract. That makes no sense. Like, they are without defenders, so they're not going to terminate the contract of a defender. That's not what makes sense. I know people saw the Mirko Di Natale news and said, oh, he's not going anywhere. That's not what Mirko said. Mirko said that they're not going to terminate his contract. He can still leave. And I still think it's on the board that Danilo leaves. But the most important thing is that we filter out the news and we focus on the main targets, which are center backs and a striker, but especially center backs to begin with, and then we move from there. That's the only way to go right now. Otherwise, it will get messy. It really will get messy. But that's it. Let me know in the comments. What do you think, Kolu? You think he's a potential good idea for us? What do you think about the Vlahovic reporting? Do you think he's going to stay? And yeah, that's it. Like the video, and I will speak to you guys later tomorrow. Ciao.